Hey everyone, so let's start with a story. It's an old legend, one you probably think you know, about a time in history when a group of people faced, well, what seemed like an impossible challenge. But what's really interesting is how this old story about desperation and a very unexpected gift connects directly to the world of modern finance and a global Vietnamese brand.
So picture this, a group of settlers. They've just arrived in a completely new world. I mean, they've crossed an entire ocean, left everything they've ever known behind for this promise of a new life. But the land they find, it's not some paradise. It's wild, it's tough, and it's completely unforgiving. And that first year, it was absolutely brutal. A long drought just baked the land, their crops failed, and the food they brought with them started to dwindle fast. You know, that coming winter felt less like a new season and more like a death sentence. And with every single day that went by, their hope just started to fade away.
You can just imagine the anxiety, right? Waking up every day not knowing if there would be food. They had reached their absolute limit. In those moments of pure desperation, really, all they had left was to pray for some kind of miracle.
And then, one cold morning, something changed. There was a sound coming from the edge of the forest. And it wasn't a threat. It was something else entirely. It was a sound that was about to change everything for them.
Out of the woods came this huge flock of wild turkeys. And for these settlers, believe me, this was so much more than just food. It didn't feel like random luck. It felt like a direct answer to their prayers. In their absolute darkest hour, this was a gift from the land itself. A real, tangible symbol that life was going to go on, that they weren't forgotten.
It's a pretty powerful story, isn't it? Hope showing up right when you need it most. And that right there brings us to the whole point of our explainer today. What in the world does this legend have to do with the journey of VLINKPAY and our community? Well, let's connect those dots. Because, in a lot of ways, our journey started with that same feeling of struggling against some pretty incredible odds.
And this slide, it just lays out the parallel perfectly. On one side, you've got the settlers facing a literal physical wilderness. And on the other side, you've got our team, trying to navigate the fierce competitive wilderness of the U.S. fintech market. Their challenge was running out of food. Ours was massive financial uncertainty. Their goal was just to survive. Ours was this huge, seemingly impossible dream of becoming a trust bank. Both journeys were really defined by that deep fear of the unknown.
So, here's the key thing to remember. VLINKPAY wasn't born in some perfect lab with unlimited funding. Not at all. We started with what we had. Sheer persistence, a deep belief in self-reliance, and, frankly, a whole lot of question marks about what the future held.
But, just like in that Thanksgiving legend, at our most challenging moment, something incredible showed up. It didn't come from the forest, though. It came from something way more powerful.
And this is it. This is our version of that flock of wild turkeys. It wasn't some miracle that just dropped out of the sky. It was the belief, the trust, and the incredible support of our community, and it arrived at the exact moment we needed it most. That belief is what kept us going when the path forward was anything but clear. One community. That single unified force is what made all the difference in the world. It's the one ingredient that no amount of money or luck could ever replace. And this chart really puts that into perspective. Just look at that. A full half of our strength comes directly from community trust. Now, don't get me wrong, our shared vision, our partners, our early investors, they are all absolutely vital. But it's the trust from you, the community, that is the bedrock of everything we're building. So let's break down exactly why this community belief is so incredibly powerful. It really works on 3 different levels, 3 layers of meaning. Okay, so first, it gives us hope when we're facing huge challenges. Second, that collective belief turns into real, tangible strength. And third, it empowers all of us to build something that's going to last, a true legacy. So let's start with that first layer, hope. That first layer, hope, it's what gives us the courage to walk this incredibly ambitious path. I mean, we're not just building another app here. As you can see, we're navigating the super complex U.S. legal system to get licenses like the MSB. We're pioneering a totally unique P2P, merchant, and mobile ATM model. And yeah, we're still aiming for that goal of becoming a trust bank. And this is all for one ultimate vision, to establish the blockchain bank for the Vietnamese people and to finally put a Vietnamese brand on the global financial map. None of this is easy, but your belief, that's what makes it possible to even start. And that brings us to the second layer, strength.
Just like those settlers looked at those turkeys and felt this profound sense that they weren't alone, well, that's exactly how we feel when we see our community. Your support from our friends, our partners, merchants, investors, it's proof that we are not abandoned on this journey. It is the fuel that gives us the strength to keep pushing forward.
And all of this, the hope that's born from your belief, the strength that it creates, it's all being channeled toward our third and final layer, building a lasting legacy for the next generation of Vietnamese people.
This is the story we want future generations to be able to tell. That a group of Vietnamese people, based right here in the USA, built a new financial system. A system that's legal, that's civilized, and has a truly global reach. One that was built by us to be used by the world. That's the legacy we're building together.
So, when you think about VLINKPAY, try to see it as more than just a financial app. See it for what it truly is, a symbol of the Vietnamese spirit, our innovation, our resilience, our ambition, finally taking its rightful place on the world stage of technology and finance. Ultimately, it all comes back to this one central truth. The community isn't just a part of our journey. You are the source of strength that makes this entire vision of a global Vietnamese brand even possible. And that leaves us with one final thought. You see, the Thanksgiving story was about people waiting for a miracle. Our story, it's a little different. We don't wait around for miracles to appear from the forest. With every single person who contributes their belief, their hard work, and their sense of responsibility, we are proving something incredibly powerful. Together, we create them.